Now that your eave extensions are installed, it is time to install your Eave Purlin at the exterior wall line. This purlin will be the top connection for your wall panels, so it is extremely important that when installed, the outside face of this Eave Purlin is in line with the outside edge of your sidewall girt line. This will ensure the wall panels are installed in one continuous plane, and you don't have the top of your wall panels bowing inward or outward from your girts. Your roof panel will also attach to this Eave Purlin, so once it is in line with your girts, you will need to adjust the Eave Purlin vertically so that the top outside edge is in plane with the top of your building purlins. Your eave extension should have a pre-welded clip where this Eave Purlin at wall should be located. Because the Eave Purlin connects in between two eave extensions, you will need to measure each purlin. In this example, our distance between the extensions is 88 1/8 inches. Measure this distance on your Eave Purlin and cut it to length. When cutting the Eave Purlin at your end wall frame, you will need to keep the cut-off purlin, as it will attach on the outside of the eave extension at the end wall frame to be able to support your wall panels out to the corner of your building. We will show more on this here in a bit. Because the purlin attaches in between the two eave extensions, you will need to notch the top and bottom legs of the purlin in order to miss the top and bottom flanges of the eave extension when installed. On the top and bottom legs, measure out approximately 1 inch from the end of the purlin. Mark this distance on the leg and down the web face of the purlin. Then, measure up the web approximately 1 inch from both the top and bottom legs of the purlin and draw a line to the end of the purlin. Cut out the notches drawn at the top and bottom of the purlin. Place the Eave Purlin in place and clamp each end to the pre-welded clip on the eave extension. Using a piece of galvanized secondary, you can line up the outside of your girts with this Eave Purlin as shown. If the Eave Purlin needs adjustment to line up with the girts, you need to loosen the bolts securing the eave extension and slide the eave extension up or down slope until your Eave Purlin is in line with your girts. Then, tighten up the bolts holding the eave extension. You now need to ensure that the top outer edge of your Eave Purlin is in plane with the top flanges of the rest of your purlins. Place a piece of galvanized secondary across the roof purlins and extend it down to the Eave Purlin. Loosen the clamp and adjust the Eave Purlin vertically until the outside top corner is in plane with the top of the purlin. Reinstall the clamp once your adjustments have been made. You are now ready to install the Tech screws that will attach the Eave Purlin to the pre-welded clips. When installing an Eave Purlin at wall with an eave extension at your end wall frame, you need a short piece of Eave Purlin that will attach on the end wall side of your eave extension. By referring to your W1 drawing, the center line of our end wall column is 6 5/8 inches from the outside edge of slab. Since our building has a gable extension, we will need to add the gable extension dimension of 1 foot 0 inches to the 6 5/8 inch measurement. This means that the dimension from the center line of the roof truss to the end of the Eave Purlin is 1 foot 6 5/8 inches. Measure, cut, and install using 2 Tech screws into the eave extension on the end wall frame. The other end of this Eave Purlin will be secured when installing the gable track at the ends of the purlins. Thanks for choosing Worldwide Steel Buildings. Got questions? Give us a call at 1-800-825-0316 or visit our website at worldwidesteelbuildings.com.